Honorable C.N.O.T.E has some seriously underrated beats, and the way he approaches production is unlike anything I've ever seen. In this video, we're going to uncover his secrets, and I guarantee you'll be making beats differently after you finish watching.
Count my guap, yeah! All these racks bumming in, they bumming in.
Dark Knight Dummo's beat doesn't sound like anything else, and listening to C.N.O.T.E explain how he made it makes you understand why.
Some of my beats tell stories. This happens to be one of those beats that tell stories.
He describes each element with such purpose, like it's a part of a story. And this is so important to everything we're going to do in this video. Keeping that in mind, I wanted to start the A section of our beat, taking inspiration from another song that C.N.O.T E produced alongside Metro. I started things off with a simple dark chord progression using an ambient pad, which is from my new analog lab bank, Flow State. It's important to try and visualize a scene in your head and then come up with what that might sound like, and that's particularly in regards to sound selection. Next, Metro and C.N.O.T E added a bell with an arpeggiated melody. This is a great way to give some movement to the beat, and adding to our story, you could imagine it being some footsteps. If you want 20 Analog Lab presets just like this, completely for free, then hit the link below to download Flow State Lite. This bank is all about texture, giving you high quality, layered sounds that are multi-key and randomized to give your samples that unpredictability that brings them to life. The full version with 100 presets drops next week, so be sure to get the free version before it's gone. After the bell, I wanted to give the chords some more depth, so I added in a piano and a synth key. Next, I wanted to go back to storytelling with our sounds. So I began thinking, what would something spooky and extraterrestrial sound like? Gliding notes definitely give off that vibe, so I found this lead in Flow State, added a gliding melody, as well as a spaced out bass. That's section A of our sample done. When turning it into a beat, I wanted to give it lots of energy, almost like the drums coming in is a change of events in the story. To do that, I pitched the sample up and added fast hats and some claps. Then I added C.N.O.T.E's signature distorted 808. Listen to how he describes it.
When the 808 come in, it's like a bomb, like a...
As well as that, I half-timed the sample for the intro. This is like the calm before the storm of the 808s and drums coming in. For a switch up, I wanted to go to C.N.O.T.E's more anthemic production, like on Dark Knight Dummo and New Level.
I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level.
C.N.O.T E loves orchestral sounds, and he uses this one trick to get that sound that he's looking for.
This is not just one sound from one VST. It's like 5 or 6 VSTs that I put together. I
grabbed a couple of brasses and a flute from Flow State and played in this anthemic progression. I also added back in the lead from earlier, giving it a bit of continuity. Now for the drums. On Dark Knight Dummo, C.N.O.T E used a triplet style bounce, so the hi-hats were something like this. Then we have the kick, where I clicked in an unusual pattern and panned the notes as well. These two sounds kind of have a call and response effect with each other, and with the same distorted 808 as before, it all makes sense. So now we have part A and part B of our track. But in keeping with the storytelling theme, I wanted to add a bridge to bring them both together. Something still dark, but more ambient and spacey. So I grabbed a soft pad, brass, and synth bass, all from Flow State, as well as a dramatic reversed bell at the end, giving the feeling of sudden chaos to the listener. As well as his dark, anthemic production, Honorable C.N.O.T.E has done some super melodic beats for the likes of Lil Uzi.
20 more minutes until I'm on. 20 more minutes until I'm on.
C.N.O.T.E is an avid sound designer, and that's the reason why a beat like 20 minutes is so unique. However, it's not as difficult as you may think. First, he put down some soft pad chords. Utilizing a bounce like this is important. Next, we had the lead that's so recognizable. I used Serum to design one similar, starting off with a waveform like this. Then I added some glide to it, and finally some chorus and reverb. The ascending arpeggiated melody at the end of the loop is the standout part. So to accent it, I used a pluck from Flow State, as well as a bell in between the chords, adding a little bit of ear candy. Like I said earlier, get 23 Analog Lab presets in my Flow State light bank. Hit the link below. For the drums, C.N.O.T.E kept it super simple. A straight hi-hat with a snare and open hat. And finally we have a kick and 808. I also actually added a reverb to the master. Again, relating it back to the storytelling theme of things. It's like you're at an event or a party, really bringing you into the track. Honorable C.N.O.T.E has some ridiculously unique beats, and that mainly comes down to the way he approaches production. He treats every sound like a part of a movie, imagining what certain things would translate to in audio form. Try this out the next time you cook up and see what you can make.